How you doing, guys? It's been a couple days since I filmed the last video of me power washing the Dingo, and I just wanted to show you that I got everything back inside the Dingo and just, you know, the difference of what it looks like when everything's back inside. I did end up cleaning out this bracket here and putting a fresh coat of paint on it, and I just wanted to show you a couple things I learned along the way. Here's the inside of the machine, and this is that very thick piece I showed you. It's like a 1/4 inch thick for the bottom there. These are the weights that I put back on. Here's your fuel tank back on. This is that shroud on the side. There's the bracket that holds the fuel tank in. You can't really see that. And then here's the battery and the battery tray. And I did end up cleaning this tray, and originally what I did is I took my angle grinder to try to get that off with a really aggressive brush on it, and it certainly helped, but I mean the rust was so thick and so nasty that it wasn't really coming off. And what I ended up doing was I have this tool here which is called a needle scaler, if you can see that. So this thing's got all these little needles on it, and it just, you push the trigger on it, it's air operated, and it just, these little fingers move back and forth just a fraction. And it was amazing how well it shipped through that heavy rust. That angle grinder that I thought was really aggressive wasn't getting through it as well as the needle scaler. So I guess that's a good instance of having the right tool for the job. So if you've got a project with a ton of really heavy rust, take a look for a thing called a needle scaler, because it definitely was the right tool for the job there. I coated it once I cleaned up the battery tray. I cleaned it up with some kind of a special cleaner to remove the grease and whatnot. I think it was an etching. It might have been etching, I'm not sure, but it's something called Hurasafe that I used to clean it up. And then I coated it with this rust protector, which is called a rust converting primer. So I had this down to bare metal, but there was still a little bit of rust in the pits. I hit it with this stuff. This stuff goes on clear, and then it forms like a black coat, and it's supposed to seal the rust in. And then I top coated it with some of this Rust-Oleum here, which it looks like I did a pretty good job getting a close color. And then the other things I did is when I put the battery on, I don't know if you can see the terminals there. See how the terminals got a little bit of a coppery look to it? What I do with all my batteries now is I just put a touch of this stuff on the underside of the terminals. You don't want to go too crazy with it, but it keeps them from sticking. And then I coat the terminals with this stuff as well. And my mechanic does this, so my mechanic does it. I trust he knows what he's doing. And then when I put everything back together, I did use anti-sieze on all the bolts to make sure that they come off easy, however long it takes me to get back in there and clean things out. But we are all set to go with the Dingo. I got everything cleaned. I changed all the fluids. I have to order the hydraulic filter is not a part you can get at an auto parts store. I have to custom order that one, but otherwise the machine is good to go, and I'm looking forward to starting a job today. And you know what I try to do when I maintain my equipment is I try to keep up with the rust and stuff. Like that battery tray has been bothering me for a couple times now, so I try very hard to keep up with those little annoying things, so little annoying things don't add up to a big annoying thing. There was a couple pins that were loose on this thing that I just switched them out, cleaning the machine out, stuff like that. And if you take care of your equipment, it's gonna take care of you. So that's just a quick update for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye. This is kind of awkward to get to. There's a Zerk fitting right here, and this is where we're gonna grease, and we wanna see grease squirting out the top here. So we'll just go ahead and put our grease gun on and give it some pumps.